In the summertime, a lot of people make graduation parties or parties at the cottage. And oftentimes, these parties involve young people, teenagers, and alcohol. And when you put together teenagers and alcohol, oftentimes it just doesn't end well. That brings us to the issue of social host liability. Are you, as a social host, the host of the party, liable if someone gets hurt either in your house during the party because they drink too much, or more remotely, if that person has left the party, got into a car accident because they are impaired, and either they hurt themselves or someone else? Well, the law is somewhat unsettled in that regard, and it starts with the case of Childs versus Desormeaux. A person left a party impaired, got into a car accident with the plaintiff Zoe Childs, and injured her quite catastrophically. She sued the social hosts, the people who made that party, as opposed to the driver who hit her. And she lost that case in the Supreme Court of Canada. The Supreme Court said that the social host, the maker of the party, was not responsible. However, it left open the door in different circumstances to social host responsibility. And one of the circumstances that it gave as an example was one where the social hosts were in a supervisory role. So for example, if it's a party with teenagers consuming alcohol and they leave the party in a car and they get into an accident, the social host in those circumstances might be liable. As I say, the law is evolving in that regard, and certainly the trend is towards social host responsibility, particularly if we're talking about young people who are driving. And as you know, many young people only have G1 or G2 licenses, and they aren't allowed to have any alcohol in their system whatsoever. So my advice to you is, if you're intent on hosting a party, particularly with young people, teenagers, don't turn a blind eye to the situation. Make sure that if there are teenagers there, particularly with G1 and G2 licenses, that they do not leave your house and drive. And encourage taxis, encourage sleepovers, maintain control over the party. Don't turn a blind eye to what's going on.